Hello and welcome to my video. Now, just like I said before, please check out Glitch Productions because those are the people who produced the amazing digital circus. I don't know why I said it like that. So please check out Glitch Productions. I will leave a link in the description below because this is a theory video and I planned on spoiling literally everything about the episode. So click on the episode first, watch the episode, and then come back here, and then I'm not spoiling anything. So in my last video I made, it had like so many different flaws, and there will probably be flaws in this video too, but I think this time I thought about what I said more and I can rebuild on my last video. So the main idea I had before, that everyone in the digital circus, before they put the headset on, when they were in the human world, they put the headset on to escape trauma or like some sort of stress and issues that they had in the real world, and they just wanted like a few hours to themselves, or maybe a few months, I don't know. Everyone would be different. So for example, Ragata, I think this is not canon. For example, Ragata, I reckon, would have maybe she was being abused in the real world, and she felt like she was being fallen apart. She her whole life was like she was full with like trauma and maybe like some neglect and abuse and all that. So she put on the headset to escape all of that, but she didn't know that she was going to forget who she was when she put the headset on, and then she became Ragata when she put the headset on in the digital world, and no longer knows who she is. So obviously she doesn't know who she is, but she still has the instinct on wanting to help everyone because no one helped her in the real world. So the only thing she wants to do now is try and keep everyone sane, and that's how she tries to help Pony in that way, because no one helped Ragata when she was human, but why? So she should help Pony because she wants to, because no one helped her. She feels like she needs to help everyone else, and like, so that being like my little tiny theory on like Ragata, like maybe she went through something really bad. But for Pomni, her bad situation was a little bit different. I think maybe she was working in a work office, because that's the exit that she runs through when she's looping through it, and maybe she just had like a bad boss, or she was just having a very stressful day and wanted to escape her life for a couple of hours. And I think most people would if they found this headset in their office or wherever they were at the time. So something was stressing her out, and she was like, she just wanted time away from the real world. So when she sees the headset next to her computer, she puts it on and she gets stuck. And that's why when she goes for the exit during the episode, she's looping through this hallway, which is kind of a office type space. And she stops and sees the computer. That freaks her out because that reminds her a little bit of her memories where she worked, but she doesn't know why she remembers it. So she does go a bit cuckoo for a second. So I think she was working in an office space before putting the headset on, and something about that was the thing that she was running away from. So the whole point is that everyone had some sort of trauma, they was running away from it, they put the headset on, and that's their escape. Obviously, this doesn't go very well because everyone for some reason loses their memories on who they were before they put on the headset on, and they don't know what they're running away from. And that's like one of the big issues, because if you're trapped in something and you don't know what you're running away from, that would also be like a problem too. If you don't have any memories on who you are going to want to leave that area, even if that area was good. So there's a chance that the creator of the show, of the Digital Circus, is not actually a bad guy, and maybe was actually trying to save everyone, but because they lose their memories, they don't know what they're running away from, so it's a problem. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Cain, because I talked about Cain in my last video, and I think there's like so many different flaws in what I said. So one of the things that is noticeable is when Pony is running for the hallways in the office space through the like fake exit, she runs past a logo that says like C and A. We don't know who the A person is. I'll get to that in a minute. But I think like Cain is NPC or AI made and programmed by the A person to look after the digital world. Of course, he doesn't know that. I don't think he knows this because he's quite self-aware. I think he thinks he's the one in control of the world, but he's actually not. Now, the A person, in my last video, I called Andrew, but as a placeholder, because we don't know what his name is. Maybe it's a she. In fact, because we don't know who this person is, I'm going to call this person Alex. The original point of giving this person a name is because it's easier to say rather than saying the A person every time I speak. So I'm going to stick to Alex. I'm going to call person A Alex because I feel like that's a unisex name and it's easier to just name this person as something. So Alex is the one who created this world. I hope you're still with me here. Alex is the one who created this world, and he or she created Cain. So they created Cain as a NPC to look after the world, and try and keep everyone sane. Cain is an NPC or AI, and he has more. There are other NPCs, which are the mannequins, but Cain has more self-aware, is more self-aware than the mannequins are, and that's another reason why I would say he's the C person. He's also the other person involved, because he seems to know too much about the world for him to just be an NPC. So Cain is a little bit more involved than like the other characters are. He's basically almost in control, but he's still limited because he's not the official creator of the world, which is Alex. Cain's job is to look after the world and look after the humans, try and keep them sane. This is also why he doesn't have like full control on the characters' minds, because he had to pick out a name for Pony because he didn't have control over that. He also doesn't have control over the exit either, but he does have control on like seeing who's in the void and be able to like pick out people from the void and save them. So he does have control, but like not full control. And obviously the one I think is actually in control is person A, who I'm calling Alex, because Alex made the place. Alex might not be a bad guy though, because if I go back to what I said earlier where people are running away from their trauma, then this digital world might have been made originally to save people from their bad lives, and then something went wrong. So there might be something else behind all this that caused a problem with the world. where there's no exit, or for some reason that their memories go away when they enter this world. So Alex might not actually be a bad person, but I do reckon Alex is a human. Alex is working on the outside of the world, and Kane was placed in the world to work from within the inside, because that gives more power, because it's easier to work on a game or a world if you have someone from the inside working on it too. So Alex is the one puppetizing? The one in like control with the puppet strings and all that of the actual world from the outside. He can like control like everything else, and then obviously like I said, Kane is controlling it from the inside. And that's why there's two people involved, because there's always an outside world where the headsets are, which is the human world, and then there's the digital world where Kane is. There also might be something else with Bubble, but I'll go into that some other time when I have a better idea. The only thing I can think of with Bubble is like, what if Bubble wasn't supposed to be in the digital world? Like, what if like when Kane called Bubble a parasite, that maybe Bubble actually is like, maybe Bubbles actually is like kind of a virus. But that on its own sounds insane with just such a little tiny sentence that I'm not going to go into that right now, because I know that does sound insane. So I'm not going to go into Bubble right now, but I think there is something else going on with Bubble. But what we'll go into is the mannequins, because I did say the mannequins are also NPCs like Kane is, but they don't have any self-awareness behind who they are. I think they're just blank characters, just blank characters for Kane and the others to interact with, to give more humanity to the fake world, to the digital world. And actually, I think when you like walk through the hallway, there's mannequin pictures on the doors as well. I think it's possible that like when a human enters the world, maybe they're just taking over the body of the mannequins, taking over the form of the mannequins and becoming their new character. So I think the mannequins are just placeholder NPCs for the humans to take over afterwards. And I reckon, like, let's say Pony's room was empty, didn't have a picture on it either, but it was just a mannequin picture instead. And then, like, when Pony arrived, her picture replaced the mannequin's picture. And that's why the mannequins don't have X's on their doors, because they're not human, they're just NPCs that, like, the humans have taken over their forms afterwards. And then the extra mannequins that are talking to Kane in a cafe are just still blank characters waiting to be replaced by other humans. Which means there's like a chance for several other humans to be replaced at some point. Several other humans to replace the mannequins at some point. So that's another thing that I want to think about as well. And also, the thing is, how are we sure that there's only one hallway of bedrooms? Just because Ragatha and Pomni went through that one hallway doesn't mean there's not another hallway for other bedrooms to be nearby. Like, if you go into a big house, there would quite often be like 2 hallways or something. So just because we saw one hallway doesn't mean there's not another hallway filled with other rooms for more characters and humans to take afterwards. We only see one hallway, but there's a chance there's another hallway that we don't see, filled with several other rooms for these humans to take as their own rooms at some point, because this digital circus is a lot bigger than it looks from the outside. So I do reckon there's also another hallway open for more people to take afterwards. And I know what I'm saying sounds insane. I know there's still a ton of flaws in this theory as well, so I will probably get a lot of hate. But I'm hoping like there's like something behind what I've said so far, and I know I'm not making stuff up. So with that in mind, I hope you at least found this video interesting and can think about what I've said, because I don't have much else to say right now, but this was definitely a better build up to my last video. And yeah, so far what we have is the humans are running away from some sort of trauma. They fall into the digital world by putting headsets on. Kane is a AI that's stuck in the real world to look after stuck in the digital world to look after the digital world and working from within the inside. And then Alex, person A, is working on the outside of the world, who's actually is in control of it all, but he may not actually be the bad guy. And as I said, yes, my theory sounds insane. There's no denying that my theory sounds insane, but that's because I don't have much to work on at this point. There's one episode out so far, but I know that there will be more that I can work on over time. So please just give me a chance to like re-explain my theory or rethink my theory when new episodes come out, and just give me a chance in general. With that, I hope you all have a good day, or a fantastic day actually, and I hope you do well. Good evening, morning, afternoon, goodbye.